Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commissioner, at your confirmation hearing, you were asked how you'd respond to political pressure. You said, "I would hope that the members of this committee and the American taxpayers see me as staunchly independent, or more so." I bring this up because I'm of the view that you are now on the receiving end of a very aggressive political campaign by the Trump administration. Last week, the president's lawyer, presumably acting at the behest of the president, wrote the Treasury Department a letter insisting that you, the IRS, not comply with Chairman Neal's request. Yesterday, Secretary Mnuchin stated before another congressional committee that the Treasury Department had been in touch with White House lawyers about House Democrats requesting the president's tax return. The law says that when the chairman of one of the tax committees makes a request under Section 6103, the Treasury Secretary shall furnish such committee with any return or return information on such request. And it's my understanding that the Treasury Secretary long ago delegated this authority to the Commissioner, and that delegation can only be withdrawn on notification to Congress. Finally, as far as I know, the Treasury Secretary has never been involved in a response under Section 6103. So my reading, putting all this together, is that it is your job and your job alone to respond to Chairman Neal's request. Do you agree with that?
We received the letter. We're working on the letter with counsel, and we anticipate responding.
So you do agree with me that it is your job and yours alone to respond to Chairman Neal's request? That's a yes or no.
When you say alone, remember that we're a bureau of the Treasury, and we are supervised by the Treasury.
But you heard me state the history. It's clear it's your job and yours alone, and I want to move on, but I think it's unfortunate you're just not saying it's my job and my job alone, because
I'm aware of the delegation order, as is Treasury, but you must be aware that we're a bureau of Treasury. And the Treasury, supervises us.
Has anybody in the Trump administration at any time, including your nominee vetting process, discussed with you how you would comply or not comply with the congressional request to obtain the president's tax returns?
No.
Has anyone in or on behalf of the White House directly or indirectly instructed you to not comply with Chairman Neal's request?
No.
Will you pledge to inform this committee if anybody in the White House directly or indirectly asks you to not comply with Chairman Neal's request?
Yes, and I believe the law also provides that anybody in the IRS who would get such a request would be required to also advise TICTA.
I'm just going to move on, but I just want to make sure you understand. You told us in the confirmation process, you told me when we were visiting, you were going to resist political pressure. My reading, and that's why I went through all of the facts, is that it is your job and yours alone to respond to Chairman Neal's request, and I hope that will be the case.
Senator, I believe based on our personal interactions, you have a pretty good read on me as a person, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay. I want to ask you now about earned